On January 13th, 2024, I uploaded a video on my channel since 2022, but this content was different than before. This video showed me in Gary's mod, but why was I on GM_Construct9? And why was the video so distorted and glitched? This isn't the constant you used to post, said no one. I know, that's why it's different. Today, I'll be taking you guys through the story of Constructlover69. But before I dive into my channel, I would recommend that you watch and decode the videos yourself, as I think they give you a better understanding of the videos. I even put them in order in a playlist each, but I'm not forcing you. So let's get started. The first video, which is called Half-Life 2_2006_11_18_186.286.243.24. But for now, I will call these video titles file. It doesn't have much in it, but it has a whopping 136 views to it. It just shows normal gameplay till you get 30 seconds into the video.
Bro uses the gravity gun.
Aro just said F you to the chair, on God.
Man, get your...
Dude, I hate these noises so much. Like, actually going back and listening to them, they're so annoying. Like, you start hearing a weird noise that isn't scary, just more annoying. And when Construct looks into the dark room, the game glitches out and the video ends. At first, you probably think this might just be a copycat, and I don't blame you. But let's skip the video after this, as nothing really happens in it. The third video is called Smell the Fresh Air _VMF. Construct just minds his casual business till he goes in the black room, which in GM_Construct9 there was a room. I'm not talking about the dark room, by the way. There is a room that is just pitch black inside. When you turn on the flashlight, nothing happens. When he sees G-Man standing in the doorway, but you can tell it's clearly just a setup as he punches the thing on its face, and it doesn't care. He just faces it like nothing happened. But when he punches it more, he starts glitching, and you can clearly see a message at the top of the screen. I actually forgot what it read, but it's probably some G-Man quote. Now, the next video. This video is called Lost Footage from My Files, and it is more interesting. When you get 10 seconds in the video, you can see Construct getting into a boat, until something takes over his screen every often. What the viewer sees is someone looking at a person being, the best way to say it is floating. What Construct sees is another disturbance in his game. He knows that it is the dark room that is taking place. When he starts looking in the direction, more glitching noises, and for some reason children's music starts playing.
Yeah, if you guys didn't notice, I was here.
Hey! But when he finally gets into the entrance of the dark room, you can just barely hear whispering. Finally sees the red from the image he was seeing, so when he finally gets the courage to take a look, the video glitches out and ends with lost footage in front of your face. This is currently my 6th most popular video, and it used to be my most popular until I posted one video, which I guess people knew something was going to happen in it. Now this one does have a date for what day this footage happened on. It says in the description of the video, this was recorded back in November 27th of 2006. I don't remember this being in my files and why I started recording. November 27th, 2006 was when this footage was made. This is the first date in the series from here on up. Things get a little more interesting. The next video is called More Gmod Lost Footage. When you open up the video, you are given a message by the man himself, Constructlover69. The message reads, "This was recorded the same day that weird footage video was made. I don't have any memory of seeing or doing this. From now on, I'm recording whenever I join a map. Constructlover69." With this information, We can tell that this is a different day, but the same day as the last one. And Construct doesn't have any memory of both videos. Interesting. Let's see what happens in this one. When you first start the video, you clearly see a trail of skulls leading into the white/color room. Of course, like the average horror movie, Construct follows it. When Construct finally gets into the room, he sees a man floating in the air back and forth. Not just one, but four of them, with one of their bodies being ripped in half. When Construct looks to the left is when things get interesting.
This is
okay.
the...
Wait, you see that? Let's go back.
This
okay. Is that a secret message? Of course, you can barely make it out, but some of it. Well, I'm not gonna decode it here. I will tell you what it is. It's another G-Man quote.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Construct is clearly looking at the face of G-Man with clocks surrounding him. Very creepy, I know. Construct just goes back because he ain't dealing with all that. And he ends up running through the water. Jumps in, and the video ends. Although, this next video is more interesting than any other of the videos. It's supposed to act like one of those old tutorial videos when you get stuck in a game. Except when the video starts, you can barely see a message that's either from the Gmon chat or was put into the video. It's so small, and due to distortion, you can't even read it. Let's continue on with the video. Construct dashes to the dark room like he hasn't seen it before. I don't know, it just feels like that's weird. He ends up going into the dark room and turns his flashlight off. Walks around, and he goes back outside, and...
I can...
Nope. Where are we, Scoob? That's not the... He's in the present day GM Construct. How? We may never know, gang. I'm sorry. He explores the map a little, looks around, he even checks his menu just in case. He goes into the garage to see if anything is different. Construct ends up going back into the dark room, of course. Because, I mean, it's obvious. That's not what Construct is. Not for him, at least. He ends up finally back at GM Construct 9. That's really all that happens, though. But we do get another date again. This date is 06/11/30. And for the people who are used to normal dates, the average human being, that is 2006 of November 30th. Which means that is 3 days after the two previous videos. Now, I will give you guys a warning about these two last videos in Chapter 1. They might be a little confusing and cringy. The next video is a file one, but it does have a message in it, so this video will be called File End It for Mick. Now, we finally have Construct's name. Construct name is... Mac. What you expect? Some like large. This video is going to be the worst one in the chapter. My name is also not Mac, by the way, to let you guys know. My name is completely different from Mac. So let's get started into this hellhole of the video. When you load the video, you see...
Nah, that's... Bro, why did you even do that?
8 trains surrounding you. And no, I'm not joking. 8 trains are literally all across the spawn. Of course, Mac goes ahead and goes to the dark room. I totally go into the dark room when I boot up GM Construct. You know what I think about when he goes into the dark room? Yeah, I think something was trying to cook in my head, but failed miserably. Mac goes out of the dark room and is now swarmed by many other ones. And convincing enough, this video is glitching. It always glitches in one of these videos. But when the video eventually glitches out, we see, oh god. So I will decode this because it's not like that message is gonna come to the top of my head. So here we go. Okay, so I only got Mac doesn't know. And if I had to guess, this message relates to the last video of this chapter, which I will hop into. The next video, also the last video of chapter 1, is named File Missing. And Mac is warned by next bots again. But this time, something different happens. He touches one, and gets flinged. Then we see his body in the water, and then the next bot staring at him in the corner. After that, we get sent into the dark room, with the entrance boarded up and a figure in the corner. The video starts glitching when we get closer to the body. He looks up at us, raises a hand, and then a gunshot fires, and it fades to black.
Never mind. That is not.
When he raises his hand, though, you can barely see the message, "Have you seen this man?" When it fades to black, there's also another message. This message, when it fades to black, reads, "Gary's mod was not updated till 2014 due to the amount of backlash Gary was getting." Above that message, you can barely see text saying, "This is why we add patches, Gary." Of course, after this video, you're probably asking, what just happened? Well, how about we read the description of this video? It reads, "This was the description before whatever that is happened." Sup guys, Flatgrassgaming27 here. Today's Gary's mod had a new update. I heard he said there was a couple of glitches, but he would fix those. So why not play the update on Construct? This isn't Mac. This is a whole different person. That's Flatgrassgaming27, Mac's friend. And before you even think about searching that name up on the freaking YouTube search, I need to tell you something. No. The channel isn't another channel that has lore on it. They don't got lore on it. But you do see me on it sometimes. That's my friend's channel. And you see him every so often in my sub videos sometimes. If you want to go subscribe to him, he would appreciate it. And before you ask, no, his YouTube channel wasn't always named Flatgrassgaming27. He changed it when he saw this video. But now, we know that this is Flatgrass and not Mac. We can tell that Flatgrass had the same problem as Mac when he booted up. But unlike Mac, Flatgrass touches one of them and is now dead. Yeah, but why was all that last part of him in the dark room necessary? Well, Flatgrass didn't die on the spot. He was starved to death in the dark room the same day as Mac saw those things. At this point, it's useless now to even call them things, because anyone knows what that is. That's a next bot. It chases you and kills you and stalks you and so on. But how about we get to the next chapter? Now this chapter has longer videos, with the longest being 8 minutes for God's sake. The first video really isn't part of the lore, and it is more like a trailer/teaser, even it says it in the description. The first video is called Playing in the New GM Construct, which I probably accidentally baited little kids with, and I know I did because it's my third most popular video. It starts with Mac looking around in GM Construct. He goes up to the roof of the garage and starts seeing G-Man. After a little bit, his hand starts to lift up. It starts to glitch out, and we can make out an image of G-Man handing you his briefcase. Mac ends up heading towards the dark room. He doesn't have enough courage going in, so he turns around and sees G-Man behind him. Mac ends up getting closer, and he gets an error message. It's too late now. You're in the pits of hell. So, I'ma just go ahead and go to the main details. G-Man is trapped in a lake, but eventually gets out and goes into the building and sees his good old friend Dr. Kleiner strapped to a chair. He sees the exit over to the left, but our good old friend Mac catches him in the act, leading G-Man to get tortured by being thrown in the dark room, being thrown off the top of the building, and being hung. All in the same video. The video glitches and ends after he gets hung. I would love to leave these next 2 videos behind, as it's just a copy and paste of this video, and it gets repetitive. So let's go to probably one of the most important videos in the storyline so far. How to play on different maps 2014 edition. The video starts off like an average tutorial. Nothing much, till Max starts modeling. He gets finished modeling and grabs props so the background won't look like a wasteland. After accidentally flinging himself out the window, he goes back in to grab more props. But when he comes back, the models are gone. Mac checks all around the location, like the garage, the outside entrance, even the stairways. But we find out where they all went in one of their perspectives. It shows them in a tunnel. He looks at the dude, and the dude nods yes. The guy next to him also nods yes. They're trying to escape from Mac. But when they make their move, Mac finds them, and almost captures all of them, but only one escapes. Mac gave them all names. The one that escaped is named Bernard. At the end of the video, we can hear G-Man say, "In the meantime, this is where I get off."
Give him a smooch.
This is where I get off. I'm gonna be honest, it's just another quote I put in for no reason. The next video, Sleep is taking off where Bernard went, or at least halfway through. We see him chilling on the couch in his home until glass breaks. We see him go towards the entrance, but the windows are boarded up. So he goes upstairs, and we see Matt go towards the house. And he ends up breaking one of the windows, meaning he's inside. Bernard is on the roof, probably about to jump to make an escape. And I was right. He jumps and time slows down when he hits the ground, and he's in a white void. Of course, what goes into a white void? Dr. Client, no, it's G-Man. And G-Man teleports Bernard to a different world. The Assault. When he gets teleported through, we can hear G-Man say, "Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman, rise and shine." Also an unnecessary quote I put in by G-Man. The next video is called Stay Here. It is almost 5 minutes long, and the views are average for video for Gmod around that time for me. It starts with Mac in a map looking around, probably for Bernard. He ends up going to a different map, the same one Bernard was teleported to in the last video, the Assault. It then switches back to Bernard, showing us that he is in a different location in the Assault map than before. After that, for some reason, I remember what happened, so I can explain to you guys. He throws himself out of the building. The reason why this was cut out, though, was because it showed me, so. But now Bernard is running away. I made this video, and it's starting to confuse me, too. Oh, he was running from Mac. Okay, that makes sense now. We see Mac throwing him off of a subway balcony? I don't know. That's... What is that called, man? Mac tries to go back into the street building, but Mac totally gets admin commands and flings him across the street, resulting him going into the 7 Seas. Totally. This is totally, quote unquote, totally more accurate, by the way. He totally does get admin commands and flings him across the street. Totally. I'm joking if you don't know. Being sarcastic. I'm guessing Mac wasn't watching because Bernard is back at the building. He opens the door only to see our good old vending machine. He closes the door, slams that thing shut, and then Mac appears straight out of Compton. My man Bernard's gotta do something. Mac ends up running towards him and throws him up in the air like he is a football. But when he lands on the ground, we see 3 more clips of Mac throwing Bernard around. Like a soccer ball and a football and a basketball. Till Bernard escapes from Mac somehow and gets flung, but this time he's somewhere else. He got flung into water and My boy Bernard, what are you doing a 2 for? Hold on. Sorry, Bernard is actually in the Emis's Blue 2 for. When Bernard was trying to get the flag, you know, if you play TF2 in the little flag area. So if he was trying to get into the flag area, Mac happens to also be in that map too and is right behind him, and little bro gets sent downstairs and bites the curb while he's at it. He also managed to get downstairs because he's hiding under a piano somehow. I don't know how that quick, but Mac does see him, and Bernard gets sent to the wall. Sorry, gets thrown at the wall. But when he gets thrown, he's once again in another map, and, you know, breaks a window like a normal casual ragdoll. And then another stupid ass G-Man quote, like, at this point, it's not even part of the lore. They're just there to annoy you, now thinking about it. Why did I add so many of these? It's actually just annoying. He says something about his employers, and then your ordinary tasks. I don't know, man. Let's just move on to the final video, chapter 2. For God's sake. The last video is called Freedom and Enslavement. I should probably change that name someday, but it starts back where we were at the end of the video. This video's editing is also slightly glitched, so I'm gonna just explain what happens for some reason. Bernard is on the second floor, decides to be a jackass, and all of a sudden jumps out of a window, which causes him to fly through different maps. He ends up going through Construct, Golden City, and Peach's Castle, all in one time, after stopping at Flatgrass. My scripting needs to be better. And won't you look at that? Mac is there! Isn't that a coincidence? Well, Mac ends up grabbing Bernard, and the whole clip skips, I think, because Bernard was never on the ground in that last segment. Well, I guess him getting picked up and thrown again is close enough. Mac even ends up bringing out the good old shotgun. It is going down. Just horrible. And then Bernard just makes Mac float and sends him off to distant lands. Literally the 7 seas once again. His friends cheer for him. Yep, that's right. Richard and Mike, I think. But the worst part of this video is about to come. And I'll even give you a cringe warning, just in case. His friends disappear. And we hear G-Man say, "Time, Dr. Freeman. Is it really that time again?" Yep, that's right. I tried to recreate the Half-Life 2 G-Man endings,
really that
but it's nothing like
time
that.
again?
Nothing like that.
It
And
seems
you'll see
as
why
if
if
you
you see
only
it.
just arrived.
You'll see why. After that, G-Man just walks off. Look, the white door doesn't even open. He just, like, falls to the ground. And then Bernard just gets sent to a void. Yeah, good. Also, ending. Right? Awesome. It might be crazy what I'm about to say. Sorry, man. But we still have 2 more chapters left to explain. And one of them, actually, 2 of them aren't even finished. Yeah, bull all you want. But put down your pitchforks, because this is only part 1. Due to not wanting an hour-long video, even though this is probably only like 10 minutes long. Or 20 minutes. Sorry. So am I sitting here in like pure silence now?